Welcome back to the deep dive, where we take these really complex topics and try to break them down into something that you can really sink your teeth into.
And today we have a doozy.
Oh yeah, this is a big one.
We're talking about UFOs,
Well, actually,
or as the government likes to call them now,
yeah.
UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena.
But let's be real. We're talking about, the things in the sky that go zoom and that we don't know what they are.
Yeah, and specifically we're diving deep into a transcript from a congressional hearing on this very topic, and
Yeah.
and it's not just like your average news recap.
Yeah.
We're going to look at some really intriguing details. The possibility of cover-ups and technology that just seems almost impossible.
It's like straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Exactly.
And what's really fascinating about this is that this concern about, what the government knows about UAPs and what they're telling us is coming from both sides of the aisle.
Right. This is not a partisan issue.
It's really uniting politicians in a way that we rarely see.
Absolutely.
So just to set the stage, we have four Congress members who kind of lay out their shared concern right off the bat. And these are Representatives Anna Paulina Luna, Glenn Grothman, Robert Garcia, and Jared Moskowitz.
And they're all basically saying the same thing, that, we're not getting straight answers about UAPs,
Yeah.
even though there's evidence that suggests that they're real and that they could be a serious threat.
Yeah, and that's what makes the testimony from the witnesses in this hearing so compelling.
Yeah, these aren't, just your average folks with stories. Uh, they've got some serious credentials.
Yeah.
We have retired Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet, who used to lead the Navy's Meteorology and Oceanography Command.
We also have Lou Elizondo,
Yes.
a former Department of Defense official who actually managed the Pentagon's program investigating UAPs.
And then there's Michael Schellenberger, a journalist and author who actually got his hands on a report from a government whistleblower.
And then to round out this incredible panel, we have Michael Gold, a former NASA official who was part of NASA's UAP Independent Study Team.
It's a pretty impressive lineup.
It really is.
And Admiral Gallaudet, he jumps right in with this story that's both really intriguing and kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
He describes receiving an urgent email during a major naval exercise off the U.S. East Coast.
Okay, so we're talking about like a lot of activity.
Yeah, there were reports of near collisions between UAPs and Navy aircraft.
Really?
Even the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group was involved.
An aircraft carrier? Come on now.
Yeah, this is way more than just your average, UFO sighting.
Oh, yeah.
And this email that he got included the now famous Go Fast video,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
which shows a UAP doing things that our aircraft just can't do.
Sudden accelerations, sharp turn speeds that really defy our understanding of physics.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So what happened? Did they investigate? Did they find out what it was?
Well, that's where it gets really strange.
Okay.
Gallaudet says that the email vanished from his account the very next day,
What?
along with the accounts of all the other recipients.
It just disappeared, like poof, gone.
Gone. No explanation, no follow-up.
So not even a four-star admiral could get answers about what these objects were.
Right, and that's what led him to his conclusion that, UAP information is being classified and withheld even from top-level officials.
Okay, so we're talking about a potential cover-up here.
And Gallaudet's experience isn't unique.
Right. Elizondo, who you mentioned earlier, who ran the Pentagon's UAP program,
Yeah.
he backs this up.
He claims that the government isn't just classifying information, but they're actively trying to discredit whistleblowers who come forward.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he even shared this rather unsettling detail.
Okay.
The Pentagon's Public Affairs Office has a psychological operations officer whose sole job is to handle UAP inquiries.
So they have someone whose entire job it is to manage the narrative about UFOs.
It sees that way.
What are they so afraid of?
It definitely raises questions, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
why go to such lengths to keep this under wraps?
And this leads us to Schellenberger's bombshell.
Right, the whistleblower report.
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
So this report outlines a secret DoD program called Immaculate Constellation.
Immaculate Constellation, okay.
And get this, its mission is to recover and reverse engineer UAP technology.
Hold on, so they're not just observing these things, they're trying to figure out how they work?
Exactly.
That's...
And,
Hey, fam.
and this program claimed to have a database of high-quality images and videos of UAPs.
Not just like the grainy stuff we see on the news.
No, we're talking orbs,
Mm-hmm.
disks, triangles, even what they describe as irregular organic shapes.
Irregular and organic. That sounds almost biological, like something living.
It definitely sparks the
It's
imagination.
just getting creepy.
The report also describes multiple encounters between UAPs and military aircraft.
Okay.
In one instance, UAP surrounded an F-22 and basically forced it out of its patrol area.
Wow.
In another, they outmaneuvered fighter jets with ease.
So we're not talking about weather balloons or drones here.
No, this is advanced technology, and the crazy part is Congress has been kept in the dark about it.
Okay, hold on. So we're talking about a secret government program studying crashed UFOs with technology that could be light years ahead of our own.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
And this is where we get to the question that everyone's asking. Crash retrievals.
Right, do they exist?
Does the U.S. government have recovered UAP materials?
And maybe even something more.
And maybe even something more. Representatives Luna and Burchett, they didn't shy away from asking the witnesses about this, specifically whether any biological material had been recovered.
And Elizondo, he couldn't explicitly confirm or deny.
Because of his security clearances.
Exactly.
But his responses were very carefully worded.
He definitely hinted at knowledge he couldn't reveal publicly.
Which just makes this whole thing even more mysterious.
For sure.
He did admit, though, that some government employees have been injured by UAPs.
And that's a pretty important point. How can the government deny the existence of recovered craft if they're compensating people for injuries sustained from those craft?
Exactly. It just doesn't add up. And this whole theme of government secrecy and the potential dangers of UAPs continues as the hearing focuses on their activity near nuclear facilities.
Yeah, Elizondo and Gallaudet, they were both very clear at this point.
Okay.
UAPs are frequently sighted near nuclear sites.
Why would they be interested in our nuclear facilities?
That's the big question, isn't it? Are
Yeah.
they monitoring our capabilities? Are they a threat?
Rep. Burchett even brought up Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee, which is a highly sensitive nuclear site.
And its connection to a so-called weather balloon incident.
Okay.
Some people suspect that that weather balloon was actually a UAP.
Now, this is where it gets really unsettling.
Right.
If UAPs are interested in our nuclear facilities, what does that say about their intentions?
Are they just observing, or is there something more sinister at play?
Those are the questions that keep a lot of people up at night. And unfortunately, we're left with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
But one thing is clear. This conversation about UAPs has shifted dramatically.
Oh, absolutely.
This is no longer the realm of conspiracy theorists. We have credible witnesses, government officials, and elected representatives demanding transparency and accountability.
just a whole new ballgame.
It really is, and it's one that we're going to keep digging into in part 2 of this deep dive, so stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
I mean, it's like we've stumbled onto a real-life X-Files episode.
Yeah.
Someone's working really hard to keep all of this hidden.
It really does feel that way.
Yeah.
And what makes it even more compelling, I think, is that this isn't just about, satisfying public curiosity or debunking conspiracy theories.
Right.
This is about national security, potentially,
Right.
technological advancement,
Yeah.
and even maybe, our understanding of humanity's place in the universe.
Yeah. I mean, even if a fraction of what these witnesses are saying is true, it could completely reshape our world. I mean,
The technology.
imagine the possibilities if we could unlock the secrets of UAP technology.
It's mind-boggling, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have a lot to unpack from this hearing.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I found really interesting was Michael Gold's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
As a former NASA official, he really brought a unique view to the table.
He did. He highlighted NASA's potential role in UAP research.
Yeah.
Pointing out their vast archives of data and their well-established reputation for scientific rigor.
And he even proposed using AI
Yes.
to search NASA's archives for anomalous phenomena,
That's right.
which could uncover a treasure trove of information not just about UAPs, but potentially about other unexplained phenomena as well.
It's like, finding a needle in a haystack, but with a super-powered magnet.
Exactly.
And he didn't stop there. He also championed the use of NASA's Aviation Safety Reporting System, the ASRS,
Yeah.
as a way to collect UAP data from civilian pilots.
Yeah.
This is a great idea because pilots are often the first to witness these unexplained events,
Right.
but they might not report them.
They might be hesitant for fear of ridicule or career repercussions.
Yeah, exactly. And the ASRS is a confidential, non-punitive system that pilots already use
Right.
to report safety violations.
Exactly. So by expanding its scope to include UAP sightings, we could gather a lot more data
Yeah.
from a source that's currently underutilized.
It's like creating a safe space for pilots to share what they've seen without fear of judgment.
Exactly.
And Gold also made another really important point about the need for specialized instruments to study UAPs.
Yes.
Relying on cockpit cameras and cell phone footage just isn't enough.
No, you need the right tools for the job.
Yeah, it's trying to study the stars with the naked eye.
Right.
You need powerful telescopes. You need sophisticated instruments to really delve into those mysteries.
He proposed that NASA develop instruments specifically designed to collect high-quality uniform data on UAPs.
So instruments that could measure their speed and trajectory, even their electromagnetic signature.
Exactly.
But let's be realistic here. NASA's budget is already stretched pretty thin.
Right.
So where would the funding for this kind of research come from?
That's a good question. And let's not forget about the elephant in the room, government secrecy.
Right. If they're actively suppressing information,
Right.
how can we be sure that any research will be conducted openly and honestly?
Those are valid concerns. And it's true that securing funding for, any scientific research can be a challenge,
Right.
especially something as controversial as UAPs.
Especially this.
But if we're talking about potentially revolutionary technology, the potential benefits could really outweigh the costs.
Think about the advancements in computing medicine energy
Right.
that could emerge from understanding and harnessing UAP technology.
And as for government secrecy, that's where congressional oversight comes in.
Right, and that's exactly what many of the representatives and witnesses advocated for during this hearing.
Absolutely.
Greater transparency, accountability, and a whole-of-government approach to addressing UAPs.
Yeah, it's about making sure that the search for the truth isn't hindered by, bureaucratic roadblocks or hidden agendas.
Right.
And they highlighted some specific legislation aimed at achieving those goals, like the UAP Disclosure Act
The UAP Disclosure Act.
and the Safe Airspace for Americans Act.
So what would those do?
Well, the UAP Disclosure Act would create a UAP records review board,
Okay.
similar to the one that was established for the JFK assassination records.
Okay.
This board would have the authority to review and declassify UAP-related information,
Oh, wow.
bringing some much-needed sunlight to a topic that's been shrouded in secrecy for far too long.
And the Safe Airspace for Americans Act would create that safe and confidential reporting process for civilian pilots
Yes.
that we were talking about earlier.
Encouraging more pilots to come forward with their sightings
Right.
and contribute to, more comprehensive understanding of UAP activity.
So these are really crucial steps, I think, towards demystifying UAPs and understanding what they are.
Absolutely.
But the fight for transparency is far from over.
It's going to require a sustained effort from Congress,
Yeah.
from the media, and from the public
Right.
to hold the government accountable and demand answers.
I don't know about you, but I feel like someone just handed us this massive puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
But like some of the pieces are missing and the picture on the box is hidden,
I think that's a really good way to put it.
It's exciting and frustrating all at the same time.
It really is, and the stakes are so high.
Yeah, we're not just talking about, lights in the sky here.
Right. This is about technology that could reshape our world,
Right.
challenge our understanding of physics, even make us reconsider, humanity's place in the cosmos.
And that brings us to the biggest question of all.
Yeah, does it all mean?
Yeah. What are the implications for humanity if these UAPs are really evidence of non-human intelligence?
It's a question that's haunted humanity for centuries.
Yeah, it really has.
Are we alone in the universe?
Have we been visited by beings with technology that's just beyond our comprehension?
And if so, what do they want?
Yeah. Are they just watching us, or do they have something else in mind?
It's both exhilarating and terrifying to think about.
It really is.
I think if we knew for certain that we weren't alone,
Yeah.
it would be a profound shift in our collective consciousness.
How do you think it would change things?
I mean, imagine the impact on our religions,
Yeah.
our philosophies, our scientific pursuits.
It would be huge.
It would be a paradigm shift unlike anything we've ever seen.
And it would raise so many new questions.
Where did they come from? How did they develop such advanced technology? What do they want from us?
Yeah. And those are questions that, scientists and philosophers and theologians
Right.
would be grappling with for generations.
It would be a period of intense intellectual and spiritual upheaval.
But it could also be a time of incredible opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine the scientific breakthroughs,
Yeah.
the technological advancements,
The collaboration.
the possibility for, collaboration and knowledge sharing.
It's like we're standing on the threshold of a new era of discovery.
But we're hesitant to cross that threshold.
Right. Because we don't know what's on the other side.
Exactly.
It's exciting and daunting at the same time.
But maybe that's the essence of exploration, right? Venturing into the unknown.
Even if it challenges everything we thought we knew.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
We've taken you backstage at a pivotal moment in history.
Where the truth about UAPs is starting to emerge.
We've explored the evidence we've heard from credible witnesses.
And we've delved into the potential implications.
And as you've heard, this isn't just a story about objects in the sky.
It's a story about government transparency.
Scientific curiosity.
And the search for answers to some of the biggest questions we can ask.
We've given you the pieces of the puzzle. Now it's up to you to put them together.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never lose that sense of wonder.
Because the truth can be stranger than fiction.
And the pursuit of that truth is an adventure worth taking.
We may not have all the answers yet, but one thing is clear. The conversation about UAPs is just beginning.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time. See you then.